Kellogg and Doris Burke. I'll be back at halftime.
Yeah, how y'all feel? Cause I feel so awesome. How you feel? Awesome. I guess that's awesome. You fine and your awesome. Wanna roll? Awesome. Well, let's go. Awesome. Yeah, hands in the skyline. AWE. Some call me awesome. Some call me busy. Call me often. Gator on my shirt. Let it go.
Here to help you get through the middle of the week, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. Doris Burke is on the sideline. I'm in the booth with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Thanks for joining us. This is Kevin Harlan on 2K Sports. Here's the starting five. State Farm presents our lineup for the tip-off. First for the Kings, Evans and Thornton in the backcourt. And it's DeMarcus Cousins walking down the middle. He's a big part of that presence down low. Then it's Salmons, and it's Dixon in at the 4 slot. And looking at the Wizards, John Wall and Nick Young are the backcourt. And the man in the middle, JaVale McGee. They utilize his abilities to maintain that presence under the rim. Then there's Lewis, and it's Blatch in at the 4.
And the Wizards are in full rebuilding mode now. And they did draft John Wall, the point guard of the future. And I think unloading Gilbert Arenas' contract last season was important, too, for future cap purposes.
It'll be the Wizards off the tip. And Wall kicks over to Blatch. Shoots over Hickson. He drains the quick shot. Getting back to that trade, Rashard Lewis might not be a difference maker, but really it was about getting Gilbert Arenas' contract, Clark, cleared.
Yeah, you've got to look at trades from multiple dimensions because it's not always about just the players or the draft picks. A lot of times there is an economic or salary cap ingredient to it. So I think you're right. It was probably more about the Arenas contract. And I think that's a nice move. Again, it's one of the pieces you have to put in place to have a chance to build going forward.
That's really a nice point about, being in a front office like you are in the NBA. You do have a completely different perspective of what a trade can mean. Not just players involved, but all the ramifications.
Exactly. You got to look at all the dimensions of it.
On defense, Washington. Check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, I briefly spoke with head coach Paul Westphal. It was their interior defense that he thought would be a key factor. He said, my guys have the length and the instincts to block more than their fair of shots if the ball comes inside against us. It's got to be nice for your coach to have that kind of faith in you guys.
Great stuff, Doris. Thanks. That's a mantra, Clark, we're going to hear, I think, a lot from coaches. Defense first.
Yeah, you hear it all the time, Kevin, and that's the identity they want to have today, and I think it'll work for them as long as they execute it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's one thing to say it, but you got to bring it. And I think this team has to show great energy and aggression early on if they're going to win this game. I'll tell you what, Andre Blatch, guys, has always been a tantalizing blend of skill and athleticism. He's 6'11". He can score inside and out. He can put the ball on the floor. Very impressive talent.
Free throw, good, Blatch. And for Blatch, they say he's shown Clark a tendency to drift on the perimeter.
Well, you know what? That happens sometimes when you have skilled big guys. They get comfortable out there. It's not as hard to work on the perimeter as it is inside. But for him, it's a matter of focusing on grabbing hold of what it takes to win, starting with the defense, being a presence there, but then also being more committed to rebound at a high level, and then being ready to post up because he's got a lot of offensive firepower, and he's just got to figure out how to use it, particularly down in the low post side.
The Kings are making a switch. Garcia's checked in, and here are the Wizards now. Now Wall. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Wall's got his first 2 points. So it's Sacramento now. 4-point game.
You know, guys, the biggest story with the Kings actually happened in the offseason. Many thought they would move down south, but found a way to stay in Sacramento, at least temporarily. Amazing. Absolutely absolutely amazing. He really is, guys. I mean, that's phenomenal leaping ability there.
Up, and away right there, baby.
That's what sets him apart, guys. His talent for making plays like that, just incredible.
That was a great angle we just saw on the Sprite Slam Cam. Now, here's Thornton, backing down his cousins. Sacramento again missing. Clark, and what a big victory for the city of Sacramento. We just love their Kings.
Yeah.
The attendance has been down a little bit, Steve, but that could build up. We got a couple nice young players on that ball club, and maybe there's better times ahead.
Well, you hope so, because this is one of the great fan bases in the NBA. The Sacramento fans are so loyal to their team. It would be great to see them stick around Sacramento and to build another exciting playoff caliber team.
So the Kings call timeout. They're first.
Well, it was a tough year for the Kings last season, but they do have a nice collection of young talent. When you look at Tyreek Evans, DeMarcus Cousins, Marcus Thornton have made a nice impact as well.
So for the Wizards, E.G. and Lee, and he's checked in for JaVale McGee. And it's Howard in for Rashard Lewis. Sacramento also making some changes. Thompson comes in for J.J. Hickson. And it's Salmons in for Marcus Thornton. Here's Salmons. There's the dish to Evans. Backing down his Cousins. Shoots a fader and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two. Steve, back to what you mentioned. To have that much talent in Cousins and Tyreek Evans, Clark, you just hope it pays out.
Well, again, I think it will. Nice pieces to build around the players can make it happen together. We'll see what on talent alone, Kevin. Might have gone number one draft. Legitimate concern. That's why he slipped.
Wall. Shot clock at 6. Covered by Evans. Second shot opportunity. The Kings trailed by 7, and it's Howard picking him up from 11 feet away. Nice shot by Evans.
You know, a recipe for disaster, Kevin, is letting him get that free near the basket.
And here's Wall. Kicks to Howard. Back to Wall. He dishes it to Howard. Salmons covering. Puts it up. No good from Howard.
I like the shot despite the miss. I mean, that's his range.
He got it up. Evans. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. It's the Wizards up by 5.
Yeah, this team played an excellent first quarter offensively, moving the ball and getting a good flow to their offense. That's why you see those big assist totals.
Yeah, very timely passing for them, Steve, and that's why they've been able to jump out to this lead.
We'll be back momentarily. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. Here's Thornton.
Well, the Wizards last year had a very difficult season. and they really struggled on the road. At home, not too bad. They were 20-21 at the Verizon Center.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, guys, we have been accustomed to seeing the Wizards in a blue and gold scheme as their uniform turns now to red, white, and blue from their previous iterations. It matches the rest of the teams in the city that share the Verizon Center. It's appropriate that a team in the nation's capital wear red, white, and blue, guys.
Thank you, Doris. The new look has been a hit so far.
Yeah, I got to say, I love these new uniforms. Very reminiscent of those old Bullets jerseys.
With 1 on the clock, and it's Sacramento with the rebound. And back to the Wizards for just a moment. Ian Clark, that wasn't too bad a record at home, 20-21, especially when you consider how young the Wizards are.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty good start. I mean, John Wall is going to be the face and future of that franchise. I think Andre Blatch is a very talented big guy who's young and could develop into a really consistent player. I thought Nick Young came on pretty strong in a more prominent role after the trade of Gilbert Arenas. So they clearly have some good young players, and I think Flip Saunders will get them moving in the right direction.
Here's McGee. Offensive rebound. Here's E. Can't get it to fall. The Kings trailing. Here's Thornton. Right up. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there.
Flip Saunders leading the charge in the district. I mean, the Wizards have a lot of young talent, and Saunders has seen this before when he broke into the league coaching the Minnesota Timberwolves. We might follow the same game plan here in Washington.
Goes up. No good. That would have tied it. And here are the Wizards now. In the second quarter, held scoreless. All with it. Feeds it to Howard. Back to Wall. Shot to stop the drought. Gets it to go. Wall's got his second bucket. Back to Flip Saunders. You know, even though they are rebuilding, Steve, they do expect quick results soon. I mean, they feel their future is very bright.
Well, the key, Kevin, is John Wall, because if he can develop into one of the top point guards in the NBA, then I think that team can follow suit and grow with him. And if they do that, as you mentioned, they've got the talent around him, some young, good players, then this team could make a breakthrough and start to improve.
Timeout called by the Kings.
Guys, you talk about how you get a youth infusion. The Wizards would end up playing 4 different first-round picks last season. It shows you how young they were.
Just wash your dishes. Explosion. Big dreams and wishes. Don't stop the listen. Just keep trying.
For the Wizards, Andre Blatch, he's checked in for Gian Leon. Lewis comes in for Josh Howard. And Nick Young is subbed in for John Wall. And then for Sacramento, DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Thompson. Green comes in for Francisco Garcia. And Tyreek Evans is subbed in for John Salmons. Here's Hickson. Now Evans. He passes it to Thornton. Now here's Cousins. 5 on the clock. From 17 feet out. Scooped up. Puts up the baby hook. And the basket good. Hickson's got his second basket of the night.
A tight game here. Neither team has been able to gain an upper hand on the backboards.
Both teams really getting after it inside. It's been an interesting battle.
Lewis outside. Watch with the screen on Evans. Here's Crawford. Evans gets a hand on it. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. There's 38 seconds left to play in the first half. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even.
You know, he got one step ahead of the defense on that one. Excellent job.
Pass to Young. Crawford kicks to Young. McGee is screen on Thornton. Here's Young. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Thornton's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
Boy, he's a slippery guy. I mean, he knows exactly how to use angles to slip his way past the defender and get into outstanding rebounding position for the putback.
And no problem at the line here for the three-point play. And here we go with Tyreke Evans. Covered by Wall. Salmons for the... He beats the buzzer with a fantastic shot.
Major guts right there, fellas. I mean, that's what it takes to bury a big shot like that. You got to be confident and composed.
Yep, no hesitation, no second thoughts. He just lets it fly.
Tie game in Washington.
Take a look at what Andre Blatch has done. He has 8 points, and he has 1 block in the game, too.
I don't care if it's a small contribution. I mean, getting everybody to chip in with a little help on defense is so critical to a team's success.
We'll be back shortly live from the Verizon Center.
It's Wednesday night. I hope you're having a good one. Time now for the HP Halftime Show. The Wizards are making every effort to win. They've limited the second chance buckets. They've been crashing the defensive glass, playing big on the defensive end. Andre Blatch having a huge impact. He's got 8 points and tacked on a few rebounds as well. On the other hand, Sacramento also giving it their best. They're stroking it from outside, hitting the 3 ball with ease. Their top scorer, Tyreke Evans. He's chipped in 4 points and has contributed with the assists as well. And now we send you back out to the game. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Here's Salmons.
Well, last year in the West, Sacramento had the worst record against the East than any team in the Western Conference. So 9-21, they really struggled.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Hi, Kevin. JaVale McGee, a high-flying, long big man. He's got a ton of potential. Coach Flip Saunders is really staying on him to turn that potential into production. We need more substance than style, Saunders said. He's always been a style guy. And guys, McGee definitely plays with style, but coaches want their centers to provide that meat and potatoes game. Defense, rebounding, shot blocking, and a physical presence. Over to you.
And at 7 feet tall, he's got the size to do it. Thanks, Doris. Back to the Kings. Overall, you know, Steve, as you said, 9-21 against the East. They were getting trounced outside Clark, the Western.
Yeah, they're a young team, though, and they'll figure it out eventually. I mean, they've got some decent young talent there, Kevin. I think they've got the ingredients now. It's a matter of growth and development, and as we've said many times, that takes time.
Young cannot hit. The Kings leading. Backing him down. Here's Salmons. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Salmons got 5.
And you can see the strategy has been to take the ball inside here.
That's where you get high percentage looks and draw fouls, Steve, and good way to play.
Ball against Evans. It's tipped out of bounds, and they'll keep possession. And making a change here, the Wizards. He's checked in. Jason Thompson, he's checked in for Sacramento.
Checking in for your Wizards.
Here's Young. He has 5. Clock at 6. Shoots from the high post, and the shot is good. Young's got his third basket of the night right there.
You know, that part of the floor, guys, is more or less his real sweet spot, right in his wheelhouse.
And here's Evans. He has 6. Evans left side. And here's Thornton outside. Can't get it to go.
Well, it's just been one of those kind of games for him.
Washington trailing.
You know, going back to last year, it was not a great one for Rashard Lewis. I mean, he saw himself get traded from a perennial playoff team in Orlando to very much a rebuilding situation in Washington with the Wizards.
Ball against Evans to tie. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. That one's on Evans. Back to Lewis. You know, Clark, he's still making the money, and at the end of the day, that's what he was cashing. So overall, yeah, you're right. A bad season for him shooting and Steve scoring-wise, too.
Well, he's always going to be dogged by that big contract because the expectations will be unrealistic. But the good news for Lewis, when he did get traded to Washington, his shooting picked up, his production was better, and still a solid player.
And it's tied up with that one.
Well, the Kings really struggled last year no matter where they played, but they did manage to win more games on the road than they did at home. That's kind of an interesting stat.
Thornton passes to Evans. And he races to the bucket for 2. Evans has got 4 this quarter.
You know, he's given them a nice scoring option through most of this game.
Going back to the Kings, they were so bad at home that just to be mediocre on the road would get them more wins.
Yeah, it was really a strange thing to see, Kevin. The Kings struggled so mightily in Sacramento, but I think some of the rumors about whether the team was going to be there, what ownership was thinking, all of that had to play a role in the struggles at home. It once was one of the best buildings and atmospheres in the NBA, and that certainly has not been the case in recent years.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
You know, fellas, you never know what's going to happen when you cross conferences with some teams, and things didn't go so well for the Wizards against the West last season, that's for sure.
Jordan Crawford's checked in for John Wall. Then for the Kings, Dante Green is checked in for Salmons. And it's Garcia in for Marcus Thornton. .104 left in the third quarter. Crawford kicks to Lewis. Back to Crawford. Six to shoot. Now, here is Young. Defense is right there. Here's Bletch. Crawford left side. Evans against Young. Crawford, they're working it around. Lewis with the 3. And another shot. And Bletch slams it in. And that'll tie this game up.
Tell you what, guys, you got to appreciate the way he goes after those offensive rebounds. It's something to watch.
And the strength, Steve, the strength he is on those putbacks is something to see.
Well, and we got to witness both of those attributes right there on that play.
Here's Crawford. Lewis with the 3, and that one's good. Lewis has got 5 points so far. Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
Yeah, it's been a really good game for sure. I mean, it looks like it's going to stay tight throughout.
Yeah, very competitive action. I agree with you, Clark. I mean, this one could come down to the last few minutes the way it looks.
And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading baskets. One of the stories here, Andre Blatch getting it done today.
Normally, he's not the guy at the top of the list who you'd think of when it comes to scoring, but he's had a great game here.
Yeah, you know what? He's kind of like found money, you know, when you sometimes stumble upon a few bucks in your pocket, you don't know where it came from, but you're glad to have it.
Wizards lead by 1. Fourth quarter getting going here. It's time for our Sprite Spark of the Game report. Let's go to Doris Burke.
Kevin, the spark in this one, Andre Blotch. He came out firing right from the opening tip and has carried his team here early on. We'll see if he can repeat that to start the fourth.
All right, Doris, thank you. This has been, Clark, 3 quarters. Outstanding basketball.
I tell you what, he's been a major contributor in this one.
Yeah, but they're going to need one more quarter just like it out of him if they're going to go ahead and take this game.
Back to Wall. He kicks it to Young. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. McGee and Washington again with the bucket.
You know, when he scores buckets like that, Kevin, it just shows that he can bring some of that X factor for his team.
Here's Hickson. Can't hit. And Washington will go the other way.
You know, as tight as this game is, you have to like their chances the way they've been rebounding.
They have a pretty good margin in that department, so they've got to continue to hit the boards hard. It'll pay off for them in the end.
Here's Howard. Rebound by the Kings. Thornton's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Backing down is Hickson. Wall against Thornton. Here's Thompson. Shoots over McGee. Again, the miss by the Kings. Rebound by Garcia.
That's exactly where they wanted to go with the ball, even though he didn't finish.
He's picked up by Wall. Off the screen. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Shooting for Sacramento. Francisco Garcia. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Andre Blatch, he's checked in for Washington. Gian Leon comes in for Young. Sacramento also making some changes. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Thompson. Salmons comes in for Dante Green. And Tyreek Evans is subbed in for Marcus Thornton. That one is no good.
Well, he split his free throws, but if they can get a stop here, they've still got a chance.
Here's Wall. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Got just enough of him on the way up to draw that whistle.
I thought that was a good call, Steve. I mean, you could see how that affected his shot just a little bit.
Come on,
First one falls for him. And so he hits both.
Well, how about John Wall in this one? He has 8 points, and his free throw numbers are good. 4 of his points have come from there.
Yeah, that's solid. I mean, getting to the line, getting those easy points, converting when he's there, that's important.
Takes it up. Hickson nails the baby hook.
They continue to barrel their way inside, and when's the defense going to adjust?
Well, I'm asking the same question myself, partner. I mean, that's 8 points out of the last 10 coming inside.
Washington calls timeout.
He wants to make a few adjustments out there, and he's running through those with his team right now.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Flip Saunders was saying to his club. He was trying to keep their energy up, saying, listen, I know you're tired, but you can rest in a few minutes when we're sitting in the locker room with a W. For now, lay it all out there.
Crawford with the ball. Left side, Wall. There's the pass to Blotch. Shoots over Cousins. The Wizards with another miss.
Boy, surprised to see that one stay out.
Me too, Steve. I mean, those are ones that usually go down for sure.
Game winding down, and they just keep changing leads.
Absolutely. I mean, 6 lead changes here so far.
Steve, exciting stuff.
Yeah, this is a fun game to watch. Which team can kind of extend a lead and make a couple of big plays here, try to seize momentum. We'll see.
Kevin, that's what you expect from him. When the pressure's at its highest, with the game on the line, that's when he's at his best.
Timeout called by the Kings. They're behind by 2. 1:24 left in the fourth quarter of this one. For the Wizards, JaVale McGee's checked in for Gian Leon. Lewis comes in for Josh Howard. And Nick Young is subbed in for Jordan Crawford. And then for Sacramento, Thornton comes in for Francisco Garcia. And it's Eugene Jeter in for John Salmons. Here's Jeter. Evans working against Young. Dixon kicks to Thornton. Over Lewis. Sacramento again missing.
Boy, they almost tied it up with that shot.
Boy, they're this close here in the fourth quarter. Scrapping back.
And then Young with the jam. Here's another look with the Sprite Slam Can.
Big time shot.
Really clutch.
Can't get the and one, but they still enjoy a 4-point lead. Jeter. The first that trims the lead to 3. Both good from the line that time.
Well, those were some big free throws, but he calmly knocked them down, and it's a one-possession ball game now.
Now Wall. Guarded now by DeMarcus Cousins. Blatch kicks to Wall. Just 5 to shoot. Blatch with a screen on Thornton. Wall against Thornton. And now they decide to foul intentionally. Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Perfect from the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Well, he handled his business at the line, and now it's a 2-possession lead.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. They're losing by 4. 23 seconds left in the game. Guys, what do you think?
And I'm sure they're discussing who they'd like to foul here after they can get a quick bucket, hopefully.
Honestly, Steve, they may not have enough time to be choosy. They just have to get a quick foul.
If I can make it here, I can make it. It's the world sound, show we
23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Jeter. Over Lewis. And the miss. And so it's Washington who scrape by with the win. Well, they don't get much more exciting than that, Clark.
They sure don't. And when it was gut check time, this team kept their composure, kept their emotions in check, and got it done.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, John Wall.